All right, guys, welcome back to Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
No, Shane. The show is Better Sleeping Tonight with Greg and his sidekick, Shane.
Oh, look, man, just because you got it past me last week doesn't mean that's going to fly. All right? It's not Robin and Batman. It's Batman and Robin, okay?
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Better Sleep Tonight with Shane and the star of the show, Greg. That's right? All right, all joking aside.
No, it's Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane starring Greg.
Okay, all joking aside, folks, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Better Sleep Tonight with Shane and Greg.
It's
Shane,
the coolest podcast to keep you from sleeping hot.
I was just getting ready to ask you that, Shane. So what is our podcast?
It's the coolest podcast to keep you from sleeping hot.
All right, I'll agree with that this week.
No, you know
No,
what?
I'm not going to agree with it. It's the hottest podcast to keep you sleeping cool. Folks, let's get some business out of the way. Shane, what do we got for business today?
Well, just like always, we want to remind everybody out there, because you might be a first-time listener, we have this podcast everywhere. In fact, you already found it somewhere, so that's the great news. But just in case you're not familiar, we're on Google Play, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Podbean, Stitcher, Tuned In, and so many more. Including now, we're doing the video format. You're not going to see our mugs, but you're going to hear our voices on YouTube. And if you haven't checked it out, just go to YouTube. We're not naming the episodes. We're just going and serializing it for now. But, again, it's just another way to find the show.
Well, there's some more business too, Shane. So let's say they find the show and they really like it. What should they do?
They should find us on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/PureSleepUtica. And when we hit 100 likes, we're going to give someone a free pillow. And we cannot wait to do that. We've said it time and time again. We're getting closer and closer as we go. But once we hit that 100 mark, we're doing it. We are anticipating any day. It's a nail biter.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. I love giving away free stuff. What about you?
101 all day, baby.
All right. So, folks, we got the business out of the way, and we decided today that we'd kind of like to walk you through how to tie together all the different episodes we've done. So it's nice to know about foam, but how does foam relate to your mattress purchase? It's nice to know about coils and coil strength, but how does that relate to you getting the correct mattress? So, Shane, why don't you start us off and kind of give us an idea where we're going with this?
To really get to the point of things, we know that there's mattress stores all over the country. And not every mattress store is run the same way. Some stores use a pressure map system. Some of them use an agnostic tool like what we have. And other stores don't have either option. And it's more or less a comfort sale process, Greg.
So let me ask you a question. With comfort sales, that's not what we do here. Is it still okay, easy to buy a mattress, or are we missing something by selling on comfort alone?
Well, when you sell on comfort alone, depending on who you're working with, they may not be taking all factors into consideration. And there are some very important factors that you don't want to miss on. Because if you sleep on your side versus if you sleep on your back, if you're a 6'4" burly man versus a 5'2" petite woman, if you're young or old, all these factors, if you have hip pain, shoulder pain, lumbar pain, obviously you don't want to be in an uncomfortable mattress.
No matter where you go, it's very, very important that whoever you're working with, and there's a lot of educated guys in the mattress world, okay? We've run into them, and they sell on comfort. They're a little different than us, but they're very educated about their product. So I guess what you're saying, number one, is make sure you're working with somebody that understands sleep, support, and comfort, correct?
It's very true that those are the ways that if we look at the mattress, you have there's the subjective part of the mattress, and then there's the objective part of the mattress. And the subjective part is your part. The objective part is our part. And the objective part is the support. Now, Greg, we have an episode titled Support versus Comfort. Instead of us necessarily going through all of the aspects of that, before we get there, if you haven't checked out that episode, go back and find it. You go into a mattress store, they don't have the agnostic, they don't have the pressure map. as comfort sales. There is a bit of, when I have a customer come in, I do a little bit of the comfort sales part of it still. I ask them, after we do the agnostic test, do you prefer a firmer mattress or do you prefer a mattress that feels softer? What are you sleeping on now? What I recommend to a customer that hasn't come into a store yet, write down the manufacturer of your mattress, try to figure out how old it was or is, and try to understand what type of mattress it is, because there's different types of mattresses, even in the traditional aspect of things.
Selling on comfort, that's about 30% of what we do. I mean, but 70% of that is support, right?
I would agree with that. I would say the most important part of a mattress, other than being comfortable enough for you to fall asleep, is that it's supportive enough for you to stay asleep.
Okay, so not every mattress is good for every person. Not every person is good for every mattress, right? So that's why there's a few different kinds on the market. So let's start here. How about conventional mattresses? What would be the reason that you would want a conventional mattress?
I would put the reasoning at a conventional mattress above anything else is price. The reason why a lot of people go with a conventional mattress is maybe they have a restricted budget, maybe they're going through a divorce and they just don't have the money, or their credit's not really where they want it to be, but they need something to sleep on. Everybody needs something to sleep on, and nobody should ever have to settle for a floor or a couch. You should always have a bed, because that is your haven to go at night.
Well, 33% of your life, as we talk about in previous episodes, and if you haven't heard that before, go to the archives, look up the previous episodes, but 33% of your life is in a bed. Pretty important to get it right.
It sure is. And so there's nothing wrong with a conventional style mattress. Now, there's different top comfort layers on the conventional mattress, and we'll get to that in a moment. But what makes it a conventional mattress is that it has a coil system for the support layer of the mattress. Now, modern mattresses, if they're over $500, typically you have a barrel-shaped, individually wrapped coil. And if it's lower than that, you will probably have a improved version of the continuous coil, where it's usually just one-way tied instead of 8-way tied like the old Bonnell coil system used to be. So you've got that part, and then you have what they put on top of the coil that makes it different, because you can make a mattress that has individually wrapped coils, and it won't be a conventional, it'll be a hybrid. So it really comes down to what you put on top of those coils.
Okay, so let's get to this then. You brought up, so we have the conventional mattress, and now you just brought up the term hybrid. Why don't you walk us down the road of what a hybrid really is? Because I've been seeing things out there where people are advertising mattresses as hybrids, and you and I both know they're conventional mattresses with coils and foam on top. What makes a hybrid a hybrid?
Well, that's a good question, and I still have a couple things I want to get into with the conventional. So I'll take this detour, and then I'm going to get back to my next point. There's some places that will call anything that has coil and foam a hybrid. That's not necessarily true, because as we talked about in the past, there is different types of foam. There's your support foam, and there's memory foam, and then there's even latex foam. A conventional mattress can have any amount of all three of those. It really comes down to the fact that a hybrid mattress, for its foam contents, is going to be 75% or more premium memory foam. All right. Now, here's the thing. When you go into a mattress store, a guy might talk to you about, oh, well, it's a hybrid because it's got coils and spring. If you can look at the top, if the top layer of that mattress, if the quilt package is there, if there's quilting and not a flat, even surface, it's technically not a hybrid. And we've talked about that, again, kind of repeating ourselves a few times here. We've talked about that in the past. We've talked about the fact that there's conventional mattresses with foam, and then there's hybrid. Now, there's three different types of conventional, okay? There are tight top, Euro top, and pillow top. A tight top mattress, if it's a plush or a firm, it's still going to be a little bit on the firmer side, generally speaking, than a Euro top or a pillow top. Pillow tops generally are softer. Even when it's a firm pillow top, Greg, a firm pillow top of one mattress, if it has a sister that's a tight top, it's still going to be softer. And the reason why is because essentially that foam is floating on top, not being compressed into the quilt package on the mattress. So it's allowing your body to push that foam into the support system, a little bit better for pressure relief. But what's the drawback to a pillow top?
Well, the drawback to a pillow top, Shane, is something that we hear about every day here. Pillow tops, number one selling mattress probably in the United States. Also, number one complained about mattress because you can get body impressions if you're a couple that sleeps in the same position night after night after night. And there are ways around that, right, Shane? You can rotate the mattress every 3 to 6 months. You can move around on the mattress, not sleep in the same position. But that is a drawback for a pillow top. But what I also want to know is you brought up the pillow top. A mattress that has the same support level, a tight top versus a pillow top, the pillow top kind of tricks you into believing it's softer, right?
A pillow top does trick you into feel softer. And when we talk about body impressions, realistically, Greg, there's a difference between a body impression and a body signature. When you buy a pillow top, expect a body signature. Body signature is about a 1/4 inch. It's kind of like a deer in the meadow. They find the same spot every night. They sleep in the same spot every night. That grass used to be tall, now it's matted down because you're compressing that material. That doesn't mean that deer's not comfortable sleeping there every night. That's why he sleeps there every night. It's a matter of staying comfortable.
Okay, so wait, so let me stop you. So you brought up the word tight top. Is that just a mattress that you've now removed the pillow top from? Because that's a question we get a lot.
I would say that a tight top mattress is a type of mattress on its own. A pillow top, again, is designed the way it is for you to compress the materials into the mattress. Whereas a tight top, the mattress is already being, in a tight top mattress, the comfort materials are already being compressed into the coils. Less between you and the coils, realistically, space-wise, and it's not going to be necessarily as good at pressure relief, but that's why it's important to know what's inside the mattress.
So now if you were a side sleeper and you were petite and you like a firm mattress, you would probably suggest they stay away from a tight top, right? Because you're going to get some pressure issues there.
I would say if they're going to go with a tight top, to go with a plush if they're petite. But the problem is that in most relationships that I've seen, most couples that I've worked with, they're not always the same body type. I see a lot of 5'2" petite women with a 6 foot, 280-pound guy. And the problem is that tight top mattress might be great for her, but bad for him. And you and I know, because of the work that we do, we're going to lean towards his needs, not hers.
Right, because he's a much bigger guy, so we got to get the right support level for him.
And you know what the problem with that is this age-old motto, a happy wife is a happy life. So if she's not getting sleep, guess who else isn't getting sleep?
That's right. Well, so then during this discussion, you also brought up the word Euro top. What's the difference between a Euro top and a pillow top for those people out there that don't know?
It's somewhere half between a pillow top and a tight top. It still has an extra line of hem stitching, but doesn't have the knifed edge that a pillow top tends to have. There's not as much compression going on onto the foam into the mattress, but there's more compression than what there is on a pillow top. So the foam's not necessarily floating on top of the coils, but it's not being pushed into the coils as much. So it's kind of a halfway point.
Okay, so that's conventional. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up about a conventional style mattress?
Well, where I think we need to go, just based off the last part of our conversation regarding the two different body types, is are there mattresses out there in the conventional world where both people can find a mattress that they both like?
Well, it's a good point you brought up. I know in our store we carry a line called Sleep to Live, and it's what we call side-by-side technology. I'm sure there's other names out there. But the beauty of this is, if you are that 5'2" petite woman and you are that 6'4" kind of heavier guy, we can sell you a mattress, build you a mattress that's in your support level and her support level separately. So that's almost kind of a fourth kind of conventional mattress, isn't it?
Yeah, I would put it in there as a specialty, almost a specialty conventional, something that not every mattress store is going to have. Other people might call it a half and half or his and hers. But it's, where you change the gauge to the coil and the ILD pressure rating of the foam itself as well. Now, if that doesn't work, there are people out there that don't like the way that feels. How do we solve the problem of getting both people the support and comfort that they need and like?
Well, based on the fact that we use a diagnostic, it's a little bit easier for us. So we tend to bring up the support of one person, bring down the support of another, and kind of get them into a bed that feels good for both. But the main thing is we always want to make sure that we support both people properly.
But what if they don't want to compromise? What if they're not willing to compromise and they don't want to go with a half and half either?
Well, that's where hybrids come in, or foam mattresses maybe.
I would say that's definitely where we need to head to next. So we've covered conventional. Again, just to kind of retouch all the bases, conventional quilt package, more or less you're going to have support foam and some memory foam. Open cell, closed cell structure, that's the difference between memory foam and support foam. Memory foam is more closed cell. Support foam is open cell. Go back to the episode where we talk about foams. That's the first one we came out with. And you can get more information on the drawbacks and the pros and cons to each. So conventional will have a little bit of both. I actually want to talk about memory foam again real quick, Greg. I want to talk about like Tempur-Pedic. Okay? Because when we have those customers where they're two different body types, we come across that support problem a lot. We come across, well, he wants something firmer and I want something softer. And I ask customers, why? Why do you want something different than what we know that you need? And what will come up is, well, somebody told me this or somebody told me that. And then from a medical standpoint, when people have shoulder problems or hip problems or lumbar problems, there needs to be something that can adapt to every single contour and every curve and every bit of their body.
So when you're talking about foam, this is something I've heard over and over again. So foam is actually 5 to 7 times more supportive than a conventional traditional coil mattress. So does that mean that person that wants that soft feel and the partner wants a harder feel, is this a good marriage kind of in the middle?
I would say so, because when it comes down to the support problem that people have, if they can agree at least on the comfort of the mattress, if they can both go, well, you know what, honey, I do want something that's firmer, or I can handle something a little bit softer, even if memory foam, again, it responds specifically to your pressure points. Now, there's a difference, again, I'm going to say, between regular memory foam and Tempur material. So this isn't a plug or an ad for Tempur-Pedic, but their foam, proprietary, no one else knows how to manufacture a clone of Tempur-Pedic. Everyone else is making a knockoff or replica, basically.
Right.
Now,
so wait a minute. So let me stop you there. When you talk about tempered material, is that something that they have protected, copyrighted? How would you put that?
no, it's like Coca-Cola. It's a secret ingredient recipe. So realistically, they've all figured out that it's basically polyurethane. But the crazy part is that it's really hard to rate the density of the foam on a Tempur-Pedic compared to standard foam. Standard foam in most mattresses comes out to be about 2.2 pound density. Okay? Now, that compared to a Tempur-Pedic is about a 7 pound density. That's from the numbers that I've seen. Okay?
So based on what you're saying here, then pretty much all Tempur-Pedics, and again, I want you guys to realize we're not plugging Tempur-Pedic here, but it is really a very well thought out, advanced technology. So really what I'm getting from you then is pretty much all Tempur-Pedics fit all people, right?
Yes, because it allows more cells of the foam to respond to the user's body and to their body type. And it's great because if you have that scenario where it's two different body types laying on the same mattress, at the end of the day, it's going to take care of objective number one, which is to get you a mattress that is properly supportive. Then all it comes down to after that is comfort, making sure that both people are comfortable in the various positions they might fall asleep in.
Now, are there other foam mattresses? You mentioned knockoffs or other versions of a foam mattress. Are there other foam mattresses that are just as good as a Tempur-Pedic in the support area?
I would have to be honest with you. I mean, Tempur-Pedic's foam is the best foam that there is. And it, to be honest, now when customers come in and they ask me, Shane, what's the best mattress you carry? I tell them, I know it's a roundabout answer, but whatever's best for you.
Well, and that's important. You're not sleeping at their house, right?
No, I mean, absolutely not. And if I show them what I like and they don't like it, then, are they going to like anything else in the store? I don't know, but they may not feel as obligated to like something.
Okay, so let's go backwards just for a second, kind of recap a little bit here. So the number one goal here is support. Number two is comfort. And again, you guys can look back on some of the other episodes. We have a comfort versus support episode. Feel free to go through the archives and listen to them so you understand what we're talking about. So we have to support them. It has to be comfortable. And then they have a choice to make between a conventional, a hybrid, a foam like a Tempur-Pedic or an iComfort or an Adrenaline brand. What else would be important about these three models that you would say kind of makes them stand out one from another?
You mean going from brand to brand?
No, I mean going from conventional to foam to hybrid. Are there certain body types that are better off on a hybrid? Are there certain body types that are better off on a coil mattress?
Well, here's the great thing about a hybrid. A hybrid has all the benefits, comfort-wise, of a memory foam mattress, including a lot of the pressure relief aspect of it, okay? But there's so many people that have a hard time getting in bed with memory foam because there's something psychological, and I'm not calling you crazy. What I'm saying is that not many people, up until they buy one, have had a mattress like that. Some people have had water beds in the past, but most people, until maybe 10, 15 years ago, all they ever really slept on was the conventional style mattress, and it might be just really, really hard. So a hybrid is a great stepping stone. Going from a traditional mattress into a memory foam mattress is kind of the halfway point.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds then, right? It's got coils, it's got memory foam.
Now, the thing with hybrids is that sometimes they can be too firm for some people, too soft for others, depending on what model specifically they're looking at. But I have had a lot of success in showing and having people buy and being happy with hybrids, with the way that they regulate temperature, with the ease of movement on and off, with lack of motion transfer. Those are some of the things that really people love about a memory foam mattress, but not having that instant feedback of a coil kind of has held some people back. Now, again, a lower density foam for a competitor's version of a all foam mattress like an Adrenaline or a iComfort, they kind of have a little bit more pop back, but that's why the newer line on Tempur-Pedic is using their newer foams and more advanced foams. They're not adding anything to them like some of the other ones where they're using gel, which I'm not knocking gel. I love, I have a iComfort myself, which uses gel, and I love my mattress, We have to keep in mind that not everybody's going to like that. And there are people that want a Tempur-Pedic, and they have their worries about it being hot and all of that. And I know, again, kind of what we've already said is going to happen. Go back to the all-foam mattress episode, because we talk about that. We talk about the technology, how it's advanced, and how it's been fixed over time. But again, with Tempur-Pedic, they don't have to use those extra materials to make it from sleeping hot. They do use a couple different techniques without modifying the foam, which keeps the foam in better shape longer.
Well, and since we're trying to tie things together from all the previous episodes and kind of make this into a nice, neat package for everybody, let's put a bow on it, because there's a few other things we have to worry about. So we have the conventional, we have the hybrid, we have the all-foam, memory foam mattresses, and you brought up temperature. So really, to buy the correct bed, and again, not to beat a horse over the head here, but go back to the episodes about mattress protectors and sheets. So really, to tie this all together, we also need to get people to understand that your microclimate is kind of important, correct?
Yeah, microclimate is one of the most important parts of keeping people comfortable, because when we eliminate the pressure relief issue, which is when you're sleeping on your side and your shoulders are starting to hurt, your hips starting to hurt, the next problem that people complain about is, well, I slept hot. Well, sleeping hot normally only happens once you achieve REM, which is great, but you've got to do something to help manage your microclimate. So reducing the moisture that gets trapped, reducing the heat that gets trapped, and the easiest way to do that is, well, two different products, really. Mattress protector and sheets. Now, there are some mattress protectors that are breathable. There are some that are waterproof. Not all or both. There are mattress protectors made by companies, and they go, well, these people don't really think they have to worry about spilling anything because they don't eat in bed, right? Well, here's the thing. If it's not waterproof, we lose, what, a half a liter a night per person?
Half a liter to 1 liter per night.
Okay. And on a daily basis, we lose about 1 million skin cells. Let's say 300,000 a person a night. Okay. Kind of getting, a little bit sick on my stomach thinking about it, because all that stuff, what it does is, first of all, over a 7-year period, that'll double the weight of your mattress. Okay. All of that gunk going in, going through, doubling the weight of your mattress. And let's be honest, it becomes basically a food platter, an all-you-can-eat buffet for dust mites, hypoallergens, bed bugs. Who wants that? So, mattress protectors are really important because they help prevent all of that from happening, helps keep memory foam and standard support foam from breaking down faster, okay? And if it's right, if it's both breathable and waterproof, then you're starting to manage your microclimate. But don't stop there, because what's on top of your mattress protector?
Sheets.
Okay. And there's different types of sheets made by different people. Now, I've seen sheets that are 600 thread count cotton, and I've seen sheets that feel like 600 thread count cotton. Are either of those any good?
Well, it's funny you brought this up, because sheets have really come up in the world. And when you start talking about anything over 300-400 count, you're getting into trapping heat in the bed. So they're not good for you. They're not good for your microclimate.
How do those really nice soft sheets trap heat?
Well, they don't breathe. So when you weave sheets, kind of take your fingers and point 4 down and then point 4 across the front. That would be a 400 count thing. If you do that, you'll notice that in between your fingers are holes. That's for air to breathe. When you get past that 400 count, take 5 fingers and then put that on top of 5 fingers. Do you see any holes? No. So the sheet doesn't breathe. We've made such advances in sheets due to doctors, sleep institutes, people that have really studied sleep and said, hey, there's a way to cool you down. And again, past episodes about sheets and climate control, you can find them in the archives. But look at how many people are coming out now with Tencel or Lyocell. The days of microfiber, yeah, they were great. They were cheap. You could run in and get them for $20. They don't breathe. They're terrible for your microclimate. And when you get into REM sleep, again, we just did an episode on REM sleep, your body loses the ability to thermoregulate. So if you get hot, you're going to stay hot. So again, as we're tying this together, kind of what I'm getting from listening to this is that buying a bed is actually kind of a 3-step process, right?
Yeah, I would say you have to find the right mattress, and we're going to get to this next, the right pillow, and then what you put on top of your mattress, and I guess realistically what you put under your mattress too. I don't know if we really need to get into that, because our power base episode was phenomenal. I listened back to it the other day, and I just thought, man, we covered every single base. So single base. I didn't even realize what I did there. That was awesome.
Boy, right? Oh boy, you know what? You're going to be the star of this show eventually.
Oh, whatever, Greg. So, anyways, yeah, microclimate. So, great mattress protector, waterproof and breathable. Sheets. Don't get a high thread count. Don't get anything with poly in it. There's nothing wrong with getting cotton sheets, but if you can afford it, get Tencel and Lyocell. If you think about it from a prescription drug standpoint, your Tylenol, and then you have your store brand version of Tylenol, it's got the same contents. You're paying for a brand name versus a store brand. Maybe the store brand's not as great as the Tylenol. Maybe it takes an extra 5 minutes, but overall it achieves the same thing, right? Tencel, ISL, it comes from the same sources. It's just a matter of brand name versus technique, right?
Right. So again, we've covered get the right mattress, whether it's traditional, conventional, however you want to call it, hybrid, you have memory foam. We covered you want to make sure you tie this thing together so you have a great sleep environment. So your protector and your sheets are important. And then you brought up, to me, what I never knew in the beginning of doing this, actually one of the most important points of your new mattress purchase, which is a pillow. Why is a pillow so important?
We call it the bed for your head. It really is. Now, if people come in here and they look around, they'll look at all of our beds and go, there's no pillows in the store that are on the bed. And there's a lot of mattress stores where if you go in there, they'll usually have a really long, basically like a body pillow that has a manufacturer's wrap on it. And they'll say like sort of Perfect Sleep or Simmons BRS, or maybe they'll have their pillows with a cover on them, but it's not personalized. And I've had customers that bought their mattress and bought the pillow that was on the mattress, but it wasn't the right pillow for them. It took me a while to really understand the importance behind what type of pillow someone gets.
So working with a customer and getting him the right mattress, getting him the right protector, getting them the right sheets, but then giving them the wrong pillow, that kind of takes the bow off the box in a way, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing, too. People can get a bad read on a great mattress by having the wrong pillow. Because as they lay there, they go, man, something about this doesn't feel right. And because what happens is, in most of those scenarios, they're not in full, proper alignment. You have to have, total or full or proper, however you want to call it, spinal alignment. Everywhere from your neck to your ankles, everywhere from your head to your toes. Proper spinal alignment. I'm not saying you've got spine in your toes, Greg. What I'm saying is you need from top to bottom, you have to have everything exactly the way it needs to be supported and comfortable.
Well, I noticed in my own home alone, and I mean, you actually fit me for a pillow. And then I, after learning as much as I did and how it changed my sleep, I fit my wife for a pillow. Guess what? She doesn't snore anymore, Shane. Now, that being said, she also doesn't have neck aches. So this is a really important purchase. When you get that mattress, getting all these components right, it sounds very important to me. Would you agree?
It is important because I've had customers in the past that bought without buying a pillow. And I'm not knocking them because I understand. Again, it's economics and what can you afford? And maybe you just bought a great, or you think you did maybe. I don't know. Maybe you bought a great pillow already that you have at home and you don't want to get a different pillow. And some of the times that we have customers call us up that say, I've got, and I'm going to tell you, there's two specific parts that they'll say kind of hurts, and it comes back to that pillow: shoulder and neck. Now, it's not always. Sometimes the shoulder is something else, but sometimes that shoulder is the pillow, because a lot of people that sleep on their side, they either sleep open or closed, where you've got your elbow out or in, and if you don't have something there to help keep that pressure from your shoulder, you're going to be in some amount of pain.
Right, and I want to bring this up as you mentioned shoulder and neck pain. And it's funny as we see this a lot. When you have shoulder and neck pain in women, a lot of times it also develops and goes down to the hip area. And I noticed that with my wife, that her hip pain, since we've switched out the pillow and got her fitted correctly, her hip pain is kind of diminished. So
total spinal alignment.
Well, so not only is this important, it's medically important.
That's why chiropractors sell pillows.
That's right. So we got get the right mattress, get the right protector, get the right sheets, get the right pillow. Is there anything else we're missing?
Well, I guess getting the right price. And how do you know if you're getting the right price on what you're buying?
Now you've come to where Greg is really, this is my favorite part of this episode right now. I'd be known in my world as somebody who is very thrifty. I guess my wife would say cheap. But I also have noticed that throughout the years when I was young, I wasn't either thrifty or cheap. I just didn't have any money. Does that mean I can't find a good mattress?
No, it doesn't mean that you can't find a good mattress. There are great mattresses that are $600-700 in a queen size set. The median average price of a queen size set is $15, but that doesn't mean you have to pay $15. So questions that you should be asking your salesperson if you're at a $500 budget, what should be asking them?
Well, I know one of the first questions I've had asked of me is this an individually wrapped coil mattress or is it a continuous coil? And for those of you who don't understand, an individual coil is exactly what it sounds like. There's individual coils in the mattress. A continuous coil is kind of one coil running in, what would you call it, a figure eight shape? Or you're pretty technical on the coil.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like your spiral parking garage. You know, it goes up, it connects, goes over, it goes down. And it's that repeated pattern over and over again. And yeah, like you said, it's basically one coil. It's, it's a long piece of steel, essentially. And some of the lower price mattresses that we have, again, like I said earlier, going to be the continuous coil. But it's important to understand at what price per what spec is good. Now, again, if you're buying a mattress for a kid, lower coil count is better for them than it would be for you, because they don't need as much support. But keep in mind, their body's going to gradually change over the years, and they might need a different mattress sooner than later, which, depending on their age, if they're over 5 or 6, you might as well just buy them a memory foam, because it's going to continue to adapt as they change. Now, not every store is going to have a memory foam mattress that's going to be cheap, but you also want something that's not necessarily cheap when it comes to foam. One thing I would say, if you're a parent, make sure that you at least ask if it's CertiPure US certified. A lot of manufacturers do have their foam CertiPure US certified, but it's one of those really easy questions to ask, and if the answer is no, my advice, and you don't have to take my advice if you don't want to, but my advice is don't buy it.
Well, and that's a good thing you brought up. I mean, we both have children, and obviously I have grandchildren now. I don't want to put my child or my grandchild into a bed that's not CertiPure certified, right?
No, so that's why, again, looking for that certification is really important. And again, come into the store, not to plug our store, but go into a store, your local mattress shop, because anyone can type anything on the internet and say something is anything, but without going into the store and getting validation, you can't ever be 100% sure.
So you brought up something that I didn't even plan on touching today, but I think this might be very important based on our discussion. Well, not just kids.
Young adults?
You can be thrifty like me, or be on a tight budget, but you can still buy a quality memory foam without buying it on the internet. And my question to you is about brick and mortar stores. Buying a mattress sounds to me like something that you need to come into, whether it's our store, your local mattress store in Alabama or Tennessee or England or wherever you're listening to us. But you really need that personal touch. If you want to save some money, don't just jump at the first thing that you can't try. I mean, it seems to me is the service that a mattress store offers is getting all of these components right.
Yeah, it's, again, shoes, cars, if you can't try it first, you're more likely to have a lot of questions, a lot of anxiety, and then maybe buyer's remorse. To get back on track from this conversation, we've covered a lot of different things in a short amount of time. We really believe in what we show people, and I saw a video online the other day that it didn't really disappoint me. I don't know how to say how I feel about it, being in the mattress industry. It made it sound like every retailer you go into when it comes to mattresses is saying something's more expensive than what it really should be, and they've got all these high margins and stuff. And I would say, at least from our company's perspective, we try to be closer to the cost side of things. And that includes the cost of running the company, the cost of running a mattress store, the cost of delivery, all of those things to get everyone paid at the end of the day, but also still delivering you a quality product for what you paid.
Well, you know, I've noticed something that since you brought this up, you know, people think sometimes that us salesmen are not consumers and we don't understand money. And I want people out there to know that, hey, guys, we live on a paycheck too. We understand money. We have children. We have spouses. We have groceries to buy. So we understand money. So when you come in a store and you see a mattress that's $9.99 and then you see a mattress that's $12.99, is there a reason behind that, or is that the same thing, just for different amounts of money?
No, you know, when it comes to, for example, your idea of a $9.99 versus a $12.99, I'm going to use Sealy as an example here. So we have a couple models that are side by side in our store from Sealy, and a lot of your retailers should have these lines as well. You have your Sealy Performance and then your Sealy Premium. Well, what makes the Performance model cheaper than the Premium? And I'll tell you. First of all, the Premium has more coils, so more support, more hands, more pillars holding you in proper support, proper alignment. Okay?
So what I'm hearing from you then is this thing on mattresses being overpriced or whatever. I kind of see this differently after listening to you just now. So really what you put in a mattress is kind of what you pay for, right? This is pretty even pricing.
It's what you put into it, it's what you're going to get out of it, okay? And you keep in mind, most mattress manufacturers nowadays put a 10-year warranty on their products, and that 10-year warranty generally covers 1.5 inches of a body impression, which is a very minimal amount considering the mattresses are generally about 13 inches to 14 inches thick. And by offering that, by having a warranty on there for body impressions, okay? If you buy a mattress based on price and not comfort, or price and comfort but not support, you know, you might end up having buyer's remorse when you buy something that's cheaper. Now, some companies do offer a form of a sleep trial or a comfort guarantee or, you know, something to help prevent you from having buyer's remorse in the long run. Not every company does, but generally speaking, after a certain, you know, it's only after a certain price point where that becomes really available. So if you really want to protect your investment and keep yourself from throwing money away, bring that up and find out what that price point is at that retailer. So that way you don't end up having those, you know, even short-term regrets. And we have people sometimes, Greg, you know, you and I are really good at what we do. We really love our customers, but, you know, we're not perfect. We can't play God. We're not medicine men. We don't know every cause and effect of what people are looking at, but we try to be as preventative as we can from getting people to buy mattresses that they hate. And the truth is that if we weren't good, we wouldn't be here.
So again, kind of tying this all together, we have some things to do when we go into these brick and mortar stores. So we need to find out what support we need. We need to find out what comfort we like. We need to make sure we manage our microclimate with sheets, mattress protectors. We need to make sure we stay in correct postural alignment by getting the right pillow. We also need to make sure that the price is what we want to pay. And we need to know, I guess, coming in then, kind of what are the benefits or added features that we want. That would kind of dictate the price as well. So that's why we tell you to come into a brick and mortar store, whether it's ours or the local guy down the street. What you need is a one-on-one communication with a sleep specialist, and that's what we're trying to push today, is to make sure you get the right mattress.
No, you know what, Greg? Those are the overall, probably the top 5 points of all of this for today. And again, if we were to do only one episode for our entire show, this would be the one that really is about how to be a consumer in the mattress market and how to be a consumer in the mattress world. Again, there are places that will tell you something was $9,000 and they're selling it for $1,000. That's just not realistic, okay? If it's $1,000 and that's what you're seeing on the price tag, and they say it's $500 or whatnot, then it's probably $500. Now, our company sometimes runs promotions where stuff goes well below the cost of what we need it to be at to maintain a good margin, and that's not something that we really like to talk about, but it's true. So there are some times where the sales are so good that it ends up being bad for our side of things. You and I still get paid fairly on it, but, it doesn't maintain the kind of margin that the company needs to maintain to pay for the delivery, to pay for the even keeping the lights on in the store.
So what I'm hearing from you is, when we see these ads in the paper, 15% off, that's probably a legitimate 15% off. But when you see the ad that says $3,000 mattress for $299, that's probably not true, right?
Correct. That's, go back to our Black Friday episode. We talked about that there. And so having your realistic expectations. So let me paint realistic expectations for you in terms of a quality based off queen size set. Okay? If you're looking at conventional and there's some memory foam, no latex for a queen size set, you can get something decent between $800 to $1,200. And there's sets that are more money than that, and they probably have good reasons for it. Okay? Hybrids are going to be more expensive than a conventional. I'm going to say anywhere between $1,300 to $2,400 for a queen size, depending on what is it that they're putting in there that makes it more expensive. Usually it's the cost of the goods that they're putting in there. Usually towards the higher price point, you're getting microcoils, you're getting either graphene, or you're getting diamonds, or you're getting some kind of added metal to the foam to help balance and regulate temperature control and microclimate. When it comes to memory foam, again, it's becoming such a broad category now because of bed-in-a-box. Bed-in-a-box mattresses are great. We've got them to any kind of mattress has a good, better, best. So bed-in-a-box is your good. iComfort and some of the similar products are in your better category. Tempur-Pedic, I'm going to say again, is in your best, at least from quality and expectations of that material. Now, where do I put the cost again? Because of the bed-in-a-box category, you're at $500 for a decent one. And, for everyday use. If you're talking a spare room, you can get a great one for $300 because it's not getting used every day. When we start talking about for adults and daily use, I'm going to say for a queen size, let's say mattress only, about $500 if we do a set, like $600, $699, somewhere in that price range, up to about $1,300. But once you get to $1,300, you're going to start making that crossover from bed-in-a-box to, well, why am I looking at bed-in-a-box as opposed to iComfort? Or maybe some of the other all-foam mattresses made by brands that you recognize that are in mattress stores like Sealy, like Simmons. So we go from there to the iComfort, and we go from there to Tempur-Pedic. And Tempur-Pedic, I would say, is just in a class of its own. Their price ranges are nowadays actually anywhere between about $2,300 to about $4,300 for a queen size set. And again, what is it that's driving those prices in the different directions?
Well, what's driving it is the materials that are in the bed. That's the whole thing that I think what I keep hearing, the common thread of this is that what's in the bed you pay for, what's not in the bed you don't pay for.
Right. So I guess that really wraps it up.
Man, I guess we could go on and on and on. This is kind of an important episode, folks. And the reason it's important to us is, again, you've heard me say this numerous times in past episodes, which you can get out of the archives. But 33% of your life is spent in a bed. Please come in and see Greg or Shane. Come in and see the guy down the street at your local mattress store. And listen to our episode and go through the door with some expectations of your salesperson that they should be able to answer. If they can't answer it, you might be in the wrong store.
I would agree with that, and I would say to manage your expectations when you go in there. There are going to be realistically two different approaches that people take other than comfort sales. Either they're pushing a specific product, maybe that's, they've been told to sell for that week, or maybe they're just trying to do top-down sales.
So again, what I hear coming from you, and again, I want to kind of dumb this down for people like me, come in with expectations of your salesperson to be knowledgeable. This is an important decision, and that's why we care about what we do. We know how important this is, that it can change your life for the better or it can change your life for the worse. So that being said, Shane, anything else today?
No, that's it. And again, guys, if you're listening to this, you've already found us somewhere, but try to find us on all your favorite platforms and make it as easy as possible for you to listen to us when you're ready. YouTube, Facebook, basically anywhere that has podcasts. Subscribe and keep us in your feed, because you never know what's coming next.
Shane, there's one other thing, and we brought it up at the beginning. Let's bring it up again, because I love giving away free stuff, and I know you do too. So how do our guests to this podcast win a free pillow?
All they have to do is go to facebook.com/PureSleepUtica and hit the like button and join our community. That's all they have to do. And again, once we hit 100 likes, we're going to do a random raffle, and we're going to draw somebody's name, and we're going to give away a free pillow.
So how do you want to wrap this thing up today, Shane?
Well, I want to, it's really hard to wrap it up because I'm having such a good time doing this. But, it is the season. So I guess with a nice little bit of wrapping paper and a nice little stick-on bow on top with a gift from us to you.
All right, so how are we going to end this thing today, Shane? Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you for joining us. And until next week,
have a great night's sleep.